Before we get started, guys, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize the firefighters and the first responders in Nevada who have been fighting these fires all week. They've been working around the clock to keep the state safe, and just want to say to all of them, thank you from the UFC. So let's start with that. The attendance tonight was 16,024. Was sold out. It was a $22 million gate. It was the highest grossing. It was the highest grossing UFC event, highest grossing event at the Sphere, and we broke our record for #1 merch sales in UFC history for this event. Let's see. Bahamondes and Kellen, performance of the night, and then obviously Esteban and Zellhuber won fight of the night. They all won $50,000. What's up? Who's first?
Dana, did the event live up to what you expected, and was there anything that you wanted to do that you didn't do that now you wish you had?
Literally, the whole thing was seamless. It went perfect. We didn't have a lot of time to rehearse. That was our big, worry coming in here, but they nailed it. The team absolutely nailed it. I mean, I saw it, like I told you guys before, I saw it first when it was like 50% resolution. Then I was in here the other day for Thursday was our first full rehearsal, and Thursday was our first full rehearsal for that show. So the team killed it. It was absolutely amazing.
So does that, given the fact that you said yesterday it would be very profitable, it was an extremely good event tonight, do you change your mind about it being one and done?
No. I'm under contract with MGM, so yeah, I'm under contract. This thing, I told you guys leading up to this, the way that this whole thing played out, tonight was meant to happen. So it happened, we did it, we killed it, and I have literally been getting blown up by everybody about this event, and I guess we did, the other thing that we accomplished is it translated well onto television too. I feel like people felt like it was a different experience than they get on a normal Saturday night for a UFC event.
Just wanted to get you to comment a little at length about the Zellhuber-Ribovics fight, and especially in the one round when, I think it was the second round, when he looked like he was going out, and for that kid to come back and fight back and land a couple shots at the end. I mean, the balls he showed, and just kind of the heart that he showed in that at the end was incredible.
Yeah, I mean that's why that's fight of the night. I mean, those guys were literally going toe to toe. Both of them got hurt. Both of them recovered and kept swinging. It was incredible fight.
Is that rank up there with Henderson and Shogun and some of the best fights you've seen?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's one of the best fights I've ever seen.
And I want Valentina's strategy was effective, but it kind of sucked the life out of the room. How disappointing was that to see that fight and sort of just you could hear a pin drop as they were fighting? You
can put on $20 million worth of production, but you can't control the fights. They're going to be what they are. So I cannot let that drive me crazy.
And then just your thought on the main event. I mean, it seemed like an odd beginning there with Merab calling timeout, and I guess there was a kiss apparently.
Well, no, he didn't call timeout. What happened was Merab and O'Malley's corner were screaming at each other the whole beginning of the fight. They were yelling at each other back and forth, and then Herb Dean stepped in and told them to knock it off. Yeah, and then the kissing in the back and standing up and walking away before the bell, that I have no idea. Merab does some shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was weird, but not shocking.
His performance was what everybody would have expected. Were you disappointed with Sean? Sean had fire in that last little bit when he was throwing those body kicks, but you didn't seem to see that fire from Sean maybe throughout that you might have expected.
I don't disagree with you. He looked flat. He didn't look sharp. He didn't look crisp until the last round. He hurt him with that body shot. He knew he hurt him with the body shot, and he kept going in and trying to finish, but yeah, I don't agree. I mean, I looked at the punch stats. He's like 6 in a couple of the rounds. So
Do you feel like, I don't know if you can put your finger on why he performed the way he did, but, there was so many expectations on him, and this card was built and got so much hype, and then he is the star of the card. Do you think that might have impacted him in any way?
You'd have to ask him that. I don't know the answer to that question, but I think that he's one of those kids that lives for moments like this. This is what he's all about. He's that guy. I think that I don't know if he just got in there tonight and fell flat. Some nights it's just is what it is.
And then finally, where does this night rank in your greatest nights since you work with the UFC? Because given everything you pulled off, and given, except for the last two fights, it was an unbelievable night of fights. Where does it rank in your pantheon of great nights?
Yeah, it's right up there with COVID. Going through COVID was really tough, challenging, and then this is the same thing. We didn't have enough time to pull this event off. We didn't have enough time to rehearse this event. We spent shitloads of money on the production, and now when I kept telling you guys, I'm in this thing 17 million, I'm in this thing 20 million. You get the 20 million now, right? You saw it tonight. This is as good as the production quality in this building tonight was off the charts. And the thing that made this so, told you this was meant to happen, and doing Mexican Independence Day in the Sphere, you're actually telling a story. There's a story to be told rather than just fights, because if you just do a fights on a regular fight night, somebody came up to me and said, this is so fucking awesome, you got to do 4th of July now for America. But the point is, there's stories to be told, and this was the perfect place to tell Mexican Independence Day story.
Last question for me, and I kind of alluded to this at the beginning, but was there anything that the building was technically capable of doing
that we didn't do?
That was brought up to you that you didn't do?
No. Anybody in the haptic seats, did you feel it tonight? No? It was pretty cool. The seats, we did everything that, from the audio to the seats to you name it. We did everything that this building's capable of doing, and some things it's not capable of doing. That wasn't set up for. Just to give you guys an idea, think about this. For 30 years, we've had that center hung lighting grid above the octagon, right? And in that is lighting, cameras, microphones, audio, all that shit in the center. That thing went away. We had to figure out how to make that go away, and make it look good on television and make it look good in house. It took 4 months to do that. It took 4 months to figure that out, and they were still. Did you guys look up and sometimes you'd see the lights shining through? That was the lighting grid that they actually installed. Our people installed behind the panels. So then the question is, that's 300 feet. The lighting grid's 40 feet. 300 feet, 40 feet, and you have to have you can't have shadows in the octagon, shadows on their bodies, and it took 4 months just to do that. Just to give you some perspective, because nobody will ever really understand how hard this was.
In the front, right here. Was there any medical updates on Irene and Brian? Because you shared those photos of Irene's face was gashed open and Brian's eye was swollen shut.
Yeah, they got some stitches. That's about it. But they were transported for obviously head and face scans, and I think they're good. I think they came back good.
And at the press conference, you told all the fans show up early, show up on time, and it seems almost at capacity for the Royal Roses.
Yeah.
So Vegas, obviously, you get the trickle-ins for the main cards. Usually, you can count everyone in the stands for the first fight. But were you pleasantly surprised that you were almost at capacity before the first fight even went down?
Yeah. Listen, that's what this was all about. It was about the Sphere. So. You don't want to show up at 8, you know what I mean? And people were interested. People wanted to see it. People wanted to experience it. So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Did anyone hit you up about all the Easter eggs that you said you...
Yeah, no, I don't know. Is Eric in here?
John Morgan got them all.
Oh, you did?
His wife did.
There's no way.
He was sitting next to me. He told me they did it.
We haven't gone through all the submissions yet.
Huh?
We haven't gone through all the submissions yet.
How many submissions are there?
I'll get that for you before the end of this.
Give me a ballpark.
I have no idea.
All right. We have no idea what's going on right now.
Dana, to your left. Diego Lopez, if it wasn't for Alex Pereira, Diego Lopez would probably be the fight of the year. Can you talk about his performance tonight against a stud like Brian Ortega?
Yeah, so what was fascinating to me was he hurt him, drops him, right out the gates, and then jumps on top of him instead of having him stand back up and trying to finish him. Almost like he wanted to submit him or something, I don't know if that was the case, but I think he made the fight a lot tougher than it had to be for him. And I think a lot of people were sleeping on him because of the Ige fight. And yeah, he definitely put that behind him.
On this night, I know before we didn't get a chance to see it, but now that we've seen it, is there anything that you take away from what you did tonight and apply it to future cards?
Tons of things, yeah. There's lots of cameras that we use tonight, drones that we use tonight, and yeah, some of this stuff will spill over into our production moving forward.
Did you get a chance to enjoy what you
Not really, no, I don't. I don't ever enjoy it. It's actually a sick, disgusting thing that I have. It's like we build these things up and I want them to be over. You know what I mean? I just want to get through it. It's not a fun way to do it, but it's how I don't know how I sort of deal with it. Yeah.
And I know you mentioned there's going to be a documentary on this, right?
Yep.
Do we
Yeah.
have any idea when this is going to be put together?
They're filming it right now.
Well, damn.
There you go. You're in it.
Thanks.